The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life Barbecue. Gather around the pit with your hosts, Johnny Mags and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe in Salem, New Hampshire. It's the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics to talk around the pit. As always, I'm joined by Messy Mike.
Hi.
How's it going?
Excellent. How are you?
How am I?
Yes.
I'm still on cloud nine, my friend.
That's what I thought.
Two-time. That's right. You heard it. Two-time grand champion of the Smutty Nose Smoke Show Barbecue Competition. First place ribs, first place in wings.
Yeah, we did good.
Not bad.
No.
Overcame a little bit of adversity that we can, we can get into all that next week.
Yeah.
Because that was quite an interesting, how would you say it? A fireball of emotions, literally.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time, and it was kind of weird, the way things kind of panned out with like People's Choice and the actual judged event, and then the chicken wing eating competition. Jesus,
just threw it all off.
Yeah, 2 hours to eat chicken wings.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear a number of like Joey Chestnut number. Someone ate 170 wings.
Yeah, it was 24.
But no, they ate 24 wings. They were making them order 3 out of whack. Yeah. It's like, I can do that all day. But anyway, Let's get down to it. I'm so excited about today. Today we are joined by Casey Bard of the Tacticalories Seasoning Company out of Webster, New York. Casey, how you doing, pal?
Hey, Casey.
Good, man. How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic.
Not bad.
First and foremost, happy birthday, my friend.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. I had a buddy text me, #forever29.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you, guys.
So, Casey, I reached out to you, I don't know, a week or so ago, a week and a half, and you know how the Facebook rolls with all the, different ads and things pop up, and somehow your company popped up in my feed, and I have been intrigued ever since. First off, it's the packaging.
Yeah, your branding is...
And the branding and the logos
amazing.
Of each different one. You run a seasoning and barbecue sauce, hot sauce company. And we have a few here that we have the carving house and the picture on it. Eddie, can we get a camera?
Yeah, we can. We're probably going to have a little conflict with the Casey image, but let's give it a whirl, Johnny. We'll do it live.
So it's a
brass knuckle cleaver.
Yep.
Which I found is illegal to own in New York State. But that's neither here nor there.
Probably not New Hampshire.
We can buy a tank if someone will sell it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, that's you mentioned two things that I really appreciate and I pride myself on. I'm the last 10 years of my life, 12 years of my life, I've been doing online marketing. So why not build a brand around things that I enjoy? Take a Venn diagram, the 2-circle thing.
Yep.
And on one side you put half the things you like. I like the outdoors. I like guns, knives, tanks, flashlights that are too bright. That's tactical stuff, right? On the other side, it's food. I mean, it's grilling stuff. Pan fry. I don't care how it's cooked. I like food. So when I set out to try to make money for myself and not other people in the marketing space, I said I might as well make something I enjoy and take two things that I enjoy, but brand it as one thing and create a product around it. What do I do good? I don't want to make another beard oil company like everybody else does. I don't need another coffee company like everybody else does. What are things I like? So that's where it came up with. I posted a picture of my 1911 pistol with a fresh, steak beside it, ribeye or something, and I got more Instagram likes than I had ever gotten. I go, well, I'd like a food product that's branded around, I didn't want to make MREs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So this is where we came to. I grew up in like the bodybuilding powerlifting space.
Yeah.
All through college. I was the cook. I learned from my dad cooking venison and veggies in the woods of Western New York. So I brought that to college. Those guys bought the food, I prepped it. While I was doing that, I came up with a couple blends. And again, I'm not like the mad wizard of seasonings, because I've found people that are much better than me to team up with. Mm-hmm. Had a couple seasoning blends out of the gate. And that was basically Carving House, a salt and pepper is another one. And then we have one called Lemon Prepper. That's real lemon pepper. For one of the first times, I think, I've yet to find a real lemon pepper. So
that's cool. I like the salt and pepper. That's awesome.
Yeah, the salt and pepper. Like all the names, I have a couple of them written down. You got the salt and pepper. The one that the first one that caught my eye was the Carving House. I want to make sure I grabbed the right one.
Yep.
And the Bad Hombre taco seasoning. I go, that's an outstanding name for a taco season.
Yeah. Thank you. What's funny is we vacationed in Mexico last September, and I took some for content. I'm like, well, I'm going to Mexico. Let's take some Bad Hombre. And I kind of befriended a couple dudes that were native to we were in Cabo area, so it was kind of fake Mexico. But, it was funny because the one dude goes, you should put right on there. His name was Juan. And he was like, you should put right on there, Juan approved. This stuff's awesome. So Juan from Mexico approves it.
Nice.
Then there's Drop Tine Rochester style chili mix, which the drop tine of a deer antler. So that's outdoor. I'm like, okay, that's going to be, venison. Pump Action pumpkin spice.
Well, I've never had venison, so
fire.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Fire forged sea salt. The forged and the steel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just the names are genius. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, and even the Tacticalories. I was going to ask where that came from, and he told us right there. That's awesome.
I still get stuff shipped to my warehouse. I still get everything in the mail. I mean, even companies that I'm working with. I recently signed a partnership with OtterBox Outdoors, and it's funny because the first couple shipments I got were to tactical space calories, and I'm like, well, at least they get it. I mean, it's not like what the hell's a Google. I mean, at least they know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Now your spices, are they for, do you have a spice for meats? Do you have a spice for chicken, pork, or is it just you can use whatever?
Here's the deal with that, man. I kind of have a black belt in food prep, right? Just because through my powerlifting and my strongman days, I had to make stuff taste good. I was eating 8 times a day. Breakfast was a dozen hard-boiled eggs. My dad I was doing construction with my dad, and he would, curse me when I got in the truck with a dozen hard-boiled eggs for the ride. But so I was eating 8 meals a day, 4,500, 5,500 calories. I had to make these, 15 food options. I mean, essentially my diet was 15 things. I had to make them taste good. So what I actually was hesitant to do was to say, this is for steak, this is for fish, because if you want lemon pepper ribeye, it actually tastes awesome. But, it's something that, like I always say, you're the boss, man. Relax. You're the boss. If you want, chipotle lime on your eggs, it's awesome. Try it. One of the best things that I have is I have a fresh ground espresso blend. Super expensive to make. I literally lose money making it because coffee is expensive even at scale. That on bacon is one of the best things that's ever going to happen to you.
Ooh.
So, and my challenge is if I had these blends and I called it X blend for X, I try not to do it. Now on my website, I have kind of a top 3. If you use the menu drop down, I had a few people ask me, but I generally say everything's for everything. Try it. And one thing I always say, if it sucks, like if you love it, tell everybody. If you hate it, tell everybody. And if it sucks, I will send you a check keep it. I'll send you a check. Whatever. This isn't being egotistical, but I've been in business for 3.5 years. I think we were closing in on almost 15,000 orders, and I've never had a return. 0. So
your reviews are fantastic. So
thank you.
I don't think you should be worried about that.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, that's my goal. Is I try to, my number one thing. These are the promise. These are the answers to the promise that I'm making. So my Facebook advertising, my Instagram advertising, my customer service, my website, that's all making big promises, right? All I have to do now is answer that promise and everybody's happy. And that's what I've focused on doing. So I've kind of, the barbecue sauce I've been sitting on for 3 years because I couldn't find a barbecue sauce that I was as comfortable selling as I was with these seasonings. Our seasonings, we have it down pat. We have a proprietary blending method, we have a proprietary mixing method, and that's why we're able to do it. You had mentioned that you read on the website that some of this stuff is between 3 and 5 days old when you get it.
Yeah.
That's true. So how can I match the quality? Like when you open those up, which I hope you can do like on air, if you open up hand cannon and you smell it, or any of them, you're going to notice that it's incredible, the potency. These are fresh herbs ground. I mean, those were probably ground under 2 weeks ago.
Wow, that is crazy.
Everything's done in batches of 50.
Oh wow.
Okay. So how many employees do you have working for you?
Right now, so it's a tough question because I have a couple teams. In-house in my warehouse, I have 3 guys, including myself. So it's me and 2 other people. My manufacturing facility is sitting at 7. They manufacture their own stuff as well as mine, and those are the only 2 companies. So I have a couple teams doing stuff. But in-house, did it hit you too hard?
No, he just realized he put dust in his mouth and probably breathed took a breath in.
It's delicious.
Habanero.
It's
Yeah.
delicious and
It's not that spicy.
That's spicy.
Oh, dude, you think Cheerios is spicy?
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. That is delicious, though.
Try another.
Thank you.
It's
Johnny's
freaking.
You're
having
here
fun
for my enjoyment now.
It's freaking
That's
delicious,
funny.
but yeah,
You got the laughs when I did that Coco Loco challenge chocolate thing. So now I'm getting some payback.
We're working on a blend that we'll have to send you guys. We're working on a blend that's it's going to be over 40,000 Scoville, which is tough in a seasoning.
Yeah.
It's tough to get real heat out of a seasoning, but I was lucky enough to pair up with a manufacturer 3.5 years ago that it's just been awesome. Now you're opening Adirondack Smoke right now. What I wanted to make was a Northeast inspired, which I'm sure you guys will respect, a Northeast inspired barbecue. I didn't want to go with like the Southern hardwoods, the mesquites and stuff. I wanted hickory. So take a whiff of that, and it's.
Oh, God. Wow.
Is this hot?
No,
There's a little bit of heat to it, but that's a lot more mild than the.
Yeah, you have a little bit of the heat, but you're getting that hickory.
Yeah. That's like that's just paying respect to the Northeast here. Different. So like I said, we do those in batches of 50. So right now we're ripping through it. I mean, this is kind of one of our hot, our very, very busy times. So, a batch of 50 doesn't last long. So that's what's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A little sweet.
You get that hickory. That is outstanding.
A little sweet smoke and a little heat. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
And then that carving house, finally, since you're doing a little taste test, this is pretty cool. That was one of the first blends we did. I mean, I basically said, okay, if Montreal steak is good, how can we make it awesome? This is incredible on any beef, even I use this on brisket a lot. I use it on, I actually use this on pork butt if we're doing like a family setting, because the other 2 have a little bit of heat. So my kids, or the wives, they don't like heat. So I'll use that as just an all-around flavor enhancer and then coat it with my sauce, and it works really well. There's no heat in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how many sauces do you have right now?
Barbecue sauce, we have 1. We're working on that one, which I can't wait for you guys to try that because it's going to blow your mind. We're working on basically the spicy version of the candy apple whiskey barbecue.
Oh, that's savory right there.
Yeah, super savory. We use a couple herbs in there that a lot of people have never heard of. There's something called nori in there. It's actually I
like that.
It's kind of weird, but it's seaweed. It's kind of like the umami. It brings up the savory, the flavor.
I thought that might have been like baking powder or something.
I know it kind of tastes like that, but you try that on bacon and it's insane.
All right,
But,
here's your lucky day.
All right.
I'll open it.
Okay.
I taught we've gotten different sauces from different things, and he's always how is it? I go, I haven't
fucking
opened
them yet.
I've opened them. I'm just letting him hang it. So
just doesn't tell me how they are.
Well, if you're not going to open it, send it back because I need it.
No, but he rides my ass about it, and he's like, "Did you open it yet? Did you open it yet? Did you open?" I'm like, "Will you calm down?
I just want to know for my own personal preference."
So you see, it's a little chunkier than it's not store bought.
No, but it does have nice consistency to it.
That's sweet.
Looks like it would glaze perfectly.
It does, man. That's because we use applesauce. I mean, if you look, there's only a couple grams of added sugar. I mean, we use real applesauce, so it's.
Oh wow!
You taste a little bit of the whiskey at the end.
Yeah.
Bite. Yep. People kind of confuse that with heat, but it's actually the bite from the whiskey.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's got a nice flavor.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. You hear that? So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Attention cigar smokers or even friends of cigar smokers. If you're looking to relax with a nice premium cigar or looking for a great gift for a cigar smoker, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Our friends at twoguyscigars.com have created the Cigar of the Month Club. For just $24.99 per month, you or your friend that you're gifting will receive 4 premium handmade cigars every month, and shipping and handling is included. Go to twoguyscigars.com, that's the number 2guyscigars.com, and find the Cigar of the Month Club in the menu and sign up. It's that easy. You can stop at any time, but you won't. There's no contract. It is just a tremendous deal. Go to twoguyscigars.com, that's the number 2guyscigars.com, find the Cigar of the Month Club, and sign up. At the same time, if you want to learn about the cigars you receive each month, you can smoke along with them on their own podcast called The Cigar Authority. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice premium cigar from our friends at twoguyscigars.com.
And we are back. This barbecue sauce, you do get that bit of whiskey at the end, which is fantastic.
You should. I mean, you should definitely. So the reason why I mentioned the apple butter, a lot of people in Pennsylvania, like the Amish, their barbecue sauces are made with. It's almost a similar flavor, but it's a little sweeter.
Yeah.
And then their stuff's made with apple butter.
That's awesome. Yeah, I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, so not Amish, but not far off, probably.
Do you know where Catawissa is?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not many people do. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's funny because it's like, I get the same thing with New York. I'm like, I'm 6 hours from New York City. I don't know, man. I've done it one time.
No.
I live in New York now.
Where is Webster in upstate New York? I used to travel to Rochester a few times a year.
Yeah, so it's northeast of Rochester.
Okay.
Right on the lake. Yep, on northeast of Rochester. I mean, our manufacturing facility's in Rochester, so half the time I spend myself, I'm down there. Half the time I'm in Webster, but I live in Webster, so I wanted my warehouse is in Webster. It's like 5 minutes away. So
perfect.
All there is apple orchards up here, man. I don't know if you noticed that when you were up here, but Mott's applesauce is only 20 minutes away. So this time of the year, our highways are just filled with crates of apples just going, Empire State apples, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of good wood right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, I use a Rectech pellet grill. All my stuff's Rectech pellet grills, so I don't know. I just do whatever's in the bag. That's the one thing I think is so funny, man. I messed around with the stick burners for a while. My neighbor has a stick burner. I have 5-year-old twins. I don't have time for that. So the pellet grills have really changed my life. They really opened up the barbecue side of my cooking. I mean, I grew up with a gas grill, firing it up, just cooking the stuff just so I could jam it down my throat and move on.
Yeah. And Rectech's a nice pellet grill. Good company.
Yeah.
Thank you. They're awesome. We have a really good working relationship with those guys. I mean, went down and toured their facility last year, and it's a real deal. Small, still small enough to care, but big enough to be very impressive. How they move that many grills in a day. It's awesome.
Now, what I also saw was, on some of the descriptions, a lot of the stuff is gluten-free and non-GMO.
Yeah.
You have, if I'm reading it correct, you have coarse ground and fine ground.
Yeah. So this is the top secret. Nobody's listening, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Just
so the one way that we are able to, and once you guys use these things, if you actually use them, you'll notice that we use essentially take the ingredient. We'll use the example garlic, right? Half of the garlic in it, and each ingredient is going to have a different ratio. For simplicity, garlic, half of it will grind fine, half of it will remain coarse or whatever the max grind we want.
Okay.
So it's really cool because it gives it that bite and that texture. Imagine this on a ribeye. Look at the back of the carving house, the one on you guys' far right.
Yep.
Yeah, because I actually shook it up a little bit before I opened it.
So you'll see there's coarse garlic, you'll see onion, you'll see some other stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
Now, in addition to the coarse stuff, there's also going to be a fine grind, so it actually lays and gives a nice crust. So you'll have the aesthetics. If you look on my Instagram, a lot of the times, the ones that have like the big chunky garlic, I mean, that's what people dig. They like to look at it. But the coolest part is what you really can't see from a photo is we fine grind it also. So a lot of the ingredients, not all of them, but a lot of the ingredients have multiple grinds per ingredient. We use an Auger-based filling system. It actually, we use the pouches for a few reasons. I don't want to bore you with all the reasons, but one is the tactical application that I really don't push that hard. I'm civilian as fuck, man. I've no military background. My family had some law enforcement in it, but nothing crazy. It's just something I enjoy. Try to give back wherever I can. I employ veterans wherever possible. Nice. But the tactical application, I'll make this short. I had a guy, as I was doing my samples, my initial run, I created them in pouches like this with all intentions of going to a bottle like everybody else. He said, dude, these bags are amazing. So why? I said, I can fit these on my kit and I don't have to worry about carrying this big, stupid plastic bottle. These fold, they stuff in for camping applications, tactical applications. It seems ridiculous, but I have Green Berets doing work at 14,000 feet detonation work that are using my fire forged sea salt because it helps them with hydration with the sea salt, and it helps them because when you're at 14,000 feet you can't taste anything. So they're using habanero and the capsaicin to give them taste in their MREs. So they're packing it. That really matters,
Oh yeah, then especially being an outdoorsman myself, you're heading out there, and you're literally fitting whatever you need. Not necessarily what you need, but in case of a worst case scenario, so what is it like? The Mylar blankets, the little fold up, you see them they give the guys at the end of the marathon, the shiny.
Yeah.
You got the little packets of those.
Yeah, the NASA blankets.
Yeah, you're trying to fit as much into that pack as you can, and these won't take up hardly any space whatsoever. What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Not for nothing. We had the competition this weekend.
I have never seen you in the woods.
And you will never, you city boy.
Did you go camping?
It's all that camouflage.
Do I go camping? No, I didn't say I go camping. But I go hunting.
No.
Thank you. Do I go hunting?
I don't hunt.
And I got a no.
I don't hunt.
No, you don't.
I don't hunt.
You wouldn't know what you're home.
No. I'd say I'd like to go hunt, but I wouldn't go hunting.
No.
So this third seasoning, like you were saying, even when you shake it up, all the coarse stuff sits on the top. So
one thing that we do I'll make this very short because it's kind of boring if you're not in this, but we use an Auger fill system. So a lot of people will generally, you go to a big co-packer and you just want to have a seasoning company, which is perfect, good. a lot of times what they'll do for filling is they'll put all the ingredients in a big hopper. It goes through a grinder, and then it's like a hopper fill, right? So what we do is because of the complexity of the ingredients, we actually grind each to whatever specific, coarseness we want, then mix. So instead of mixing, then grinding, we grind and then mix. Listen to that again and you'll understand it. But then we use an auger fill system that actually force fills those bags, so that you're not just getting the heavy or, minute stuff. You're getting a very good blend of the coarse and the fine. Mm-hmm. And you'll find that if you go to a lot of store-bought stuff, you'll notice like there's going to be uniformity in the coarseness of all the ingredients. And you'll find like we have a product called Bushcraft that, it has sticks in it. It's like some of the stuff is just, we left some of the stuff wide open. We don't even grind it. We have like 1/2-inch chunks of whatever. Wow. When you put that on like, spatchcock a chicken and put that all over it, it just looks insane. It looks crazy. So, aesthetics are very important just because, I know that's what does really well for me to sell product too. I think it tastes better. It looks better. So we spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff. That's why what you'll notice is now that you guys have found me, you'll notice that every couple months we'll release a new product. What I would never do is say, ta-da, I have a seasoning line. Well, that means you went and found somebody that already had a seasoning line. And it's totally fine to do that. But we try to, like right now we have two major projects. We have, it's called Belt Fed Corn on the Cob Seasoning. The labels just landed today. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. It's exactly, I know, because I've always put a ton of salt and pepper on my corn on the cob. So we set out to say like what is going to make like all-in-one seasoning over it, and the label is insane. I'll shoot you guys a DM with the label. It's insane.
Corn
we're doing that, and then we also have that Pump Action Pumpkin Spice that we are re-releasing.
Is that coming out in October?
It's actually going to be mid-September.
Okay.
Everybody else. I went through Starbucks this morning and they were force feeding me the pumpkin spice latte. So it's time, guys.
The pumpkin beers started coming out around here last month.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Then it also said it's free of additives and fillers.
Yeah.
One of the greatest parts of it, made in the USA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And the biggest thing that we do is if there's a garlic guy, or if there's like, there's just one guy that makes smoked paprika that's better than anybody. That's their business. That's who we buy our stuff from. We don't buy like Restaurant Depot paprika, because there's a pound or $1 for a 33-pound bag of paprika. And then there's $9 a pound paprika. The range of these ingredients is insane. Mm-hmm. And we try to do our best to buy the absolute premium. And that's why it's not cheap stuff. It's not, I'm not giving you 24 ounces like some of these other guys do. But when you taste it, it's like, oh, there's levels. If you're into craft beer, you know that. There's a difference between Coors Light, Miller Lite, Blue Light, all that stuff. It has its purpose. But then you get a, $20 4-pack of Alchemist from Vermont, and it's a different game, right?
100%. Yep.
And then the last one is the kicker. Mm-hmm. And I will, after tasting all these, I will stand by it. Guaranteed tasty AF.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch. No. Tasty as fuck.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good saying.
Johnny swore.
He did.
Once in a while, I'll let it fly. I got no problem. I try to keep it clean, but hey, it was organic, and
you were excited about
it's part
the
of the
product.
advertising here.
100%.
I'm not lying here.
I'm a bad influence.
Two of the things that really caught my attention was all your products are very keto friendly.
Not all of. Well, here's my deal with that. If 23 milligrams of sugar is your problem, I don't want you as a customer. So, all of my, not all, some of them doing, if I include sugar, it's for a purpose. We use regular cane sugar, no crazy, nothing crazy. Now, I did start a keto specific company It's called Keto Rubs, ketorubs.com. It's a separate entity, but my business partner and I are kind of targeting that market, and we're making kind of purpose-built seasonings, super high in sodium. We're using Redmond Real Salt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Redmond Real Salt, but it's an American mined pink salt. So I don't know how much food you buy from Pakistan, but Himalayan, we don't do Himalayan pink salt a whole lot. We have an American mined pink salt from Utah. They're awesome. We're one of the only third-party manufacturers that are licensed to sell their salt. So that's in my other brand. So it's a keto-specific brand. It's a lot of fun. If I include sugar in the products, it's typically on like the carnivore, meat-based products, so you can get a little bit of a crust flavor. It's tough to match that. Doing our best to list all the ingredients, the amounts per serving, stuff like that. So,
and there was also just get this one in quick. It's also, you have a connection with the paleo diet, which caught my attention because I've been learning about the paleo diet because I have an autistic child. And there has been a connection with the paleo diet and autism in almost, improving the less reactions of the autism.
So what we try to do is, because everything, 95% of my business is done direct to consumer. It ships, from my manufacturer. We take it right to the warehouse, from the warehouse to you. There's no need for any preservatives, any crap in it. We don't, this stuff doesn't sit on store shelves for, 2 years where I eventually buy it back and, discount it somewhere. We don't include any of that stuff. So some of our stuff may take a little bit of moisture. It may clump a little bit like that. We don't put any junk in it. We use, herbs, and that's it. That's it. What's on the label, you'll see it's a very simplistic label, especially for our seasonings. Obviously, with sauces, you have to do a little bit more to keep, mold and other stuff out of it. Yep. But with dry ingredients, you'll see that our stuff is I've even, not to start trouble, but I've seen some very reputable, barbecue, circuit level guys that sell these rubs that there's a lot of stuff in there I generally don't consume. We don't do that. This is all real stuff. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And can I say one thing quick?
God.
Your shirts, your apparel, check it out, because the Don't Tread on Meat shirt
I saw that.
Is freaking awesome.
Thank you. I need to do a reorder of that, because I've had a couple people ask. I need to get you guys some stickers and stuff. Don't tread on me. Just be careful of vegans, key in your car. But
that's awesome. Nice. Casey, once again, thank you, sir, for taking some time out to join us. Thank you for getting back to me. Like I said, once I saw the company, I was absolutely fascinated with everything I was seeing. And, glad I was able to, connect with you. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Go enjoy your birthday, my friend.
Thank you, Casey.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's a blast. Anytime you need somebody, let me know.
All right, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this week, folks. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. You can catch the video on Facebook, YouTube, catch the audio on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and other podcast catches. On social media, find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Pit Life BBQ. We'd love to hear from you. Please send your questions and comments to pitlifebarbecuepodcast@gmail.com. And as always, please subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Spread the word. We love you guys for it. The numbers are great. Keep going up. We keep growing every week, every month. And it's all thanks to you guys for getting the word out there.
100%.
And, that's it. So
that is it.
Until next week.
Keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.